Your 8-minute question and answer period will now begin. Do you have plans to scale your projects? Why and how?
Currently for Access to Aspire, we see scaling as growing our partnerships instead of growing necessarily our area of target. So our goal is to meet the needs of the GTA youth, and we'll do that in terms of growing through growing partnerships with local agencies.
Fourthly, we're currently delivering our workshops to Seneca students and high school students. We are also planning on providing them with the leadership building opportunities after they familiarize with them with the contents delivered. We are planning on reaching at-risk youth, people, and newcomers later on as we scale the project.
What areas of your projects do you see as most innovative and why?
For E2A, while it might not seem innovative for the general person, we had to pivot and go online and use social media as our main way of dispersing information and resources to our target demographic. So that is how we have become to be more innovative instead of just doing traditional workshops.
Fourthly, we obtained the weaving methods, how to turn plastic bags into mats from Millbag Unlimited. However, we are refining the mats with several prototypes, including mattress, pillows, and blankets based on that foundation. And as we go, we will be incorporating different materials we collected from communities into the prototype. We also obtained this tool called Flourishing Business Canvas, which tackles on environment, social, and economic, comparing to the traditional model.
How are your projects funded?
For Access to Aspire, we received a project accelerated grant of $3,000 at the last competition. And in September of 2020, we also received the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award in the amount of $2,000.
Fourthly, we have been applying for internal and external funding. For example, external one being Rising Youth, and the internal one we applied through Seneca Student Federation. And due to our performance mentoring high school students, we also were awarded with $600 from the school.
What is an example of a hurdle you faced because of COVID-19 and how did you overcome it?
Originally, we were going to run our workshops in person and use sort of mouth to mouth and word of mouth to increase our community. However, having to go online due to COVID and not being able to meet in person, we had to change gears and rely on more social media and online pieces to connect with our audience.
For R3, COVID has certainly caused a lot of limitations in terms of delivering our program content, especially workshops that require in-person presence and building deeper connections with our participants and just scaling our project in general. But however, as a team, we've been overcoming these operational challenges by putting in great efforts into reaching out to different departments within our community and a Seneca community for assistance. And we've also been restructuring our program to fit in the virtual environment. For example, for our entrepreneurship branch, we've been using murals as a digital workspace for virtual collaboration, and we've been receiving great response for that so far. So that's been going great with our participants as well.
How did you manage to meet and plan for your projects as a team despite COVID-19 restrictions?
For A2A, we really focused on weekly meetings using Zoom or Teams, and we relied heavily on WhatsApp as well, just to touch base with each other and keep in contact. And we also made sure that we were communicating effectively through emails as well.
For R3, we are utilizing the same methods. We deliver our workshop virtually. We also utilize online presence from Seneca Student Federation because they have a well-established networking. So we use that as a platform to deliver our workshop.
Why is your team the right group to run your projects?
In our recruitment initiatives this year, with the lead of our VP Marketing, Natalia, we focus specifically on finding students that are passionate about social causes and dedicated to them. This way, we were able to go from 12 to 32 dedicated project members that can bring innovative perspective. And also being a diverse group of students, not only by cultural background, but also by expertise and academic program. Depending on the project needs, we had project members that specialized in marketing, finances, business aspect, social service worker students, as well as engineering students. For example, when we need to create a prototype for diverting the waste we collected into mattresses, mats, and pillows, we're able to get help of our engineering project members, while marketing students focused on increasing our outreach to the target market in a community. And we also focused on social media, growing our presence and awareness so that we can generate more interest and attract the student leaders that can help us grow our projects.
How does your team define success?
Tests for A2A or Access to Aspire looks like students or youth in the marginalized areas having pathways to post-secondary education, a lowering of personal debt, and the ability for them to give back to their communities on an economic scale.
For our three, meeting our project objectives is extremely important. And so as a result, we've been using quantitative methods, including post surveys and emails, to measure how satisfied our participants are with what we're delivering and the impact and usefulness of our program activities in their daily lives. And we're also keeping on track to see their improvements throughout the process. Currently, we have a social enterprise-based program, but ultimately our goal is to actually build a social enterprise, and we aim to provide our audience with enough financial capital through the Milk Bags Initiative production and offer money management strategies and tools to build their own enterprise and start their entrepreneurial journey.
What do you expect your projects to look like a year from now?
In a year, our goal is to see our social media platforms being used on a regular basis to engage a widening group of youth. And we're also hoping that will partner, that will go in partnership with workshops, whether they're online or in person.
In a year from now, we are confident that the prototype will be developed, and we are also confident about that the student leaders from Seneca will be ready to deliver the workshop to a diverse audience that we are planning to reach.
What accomplishment from the last year are you most proud of?
Yeah, in the beginning of the year, we had some challenges because of COVID, where we had to rethink the way both we communicate with our target audience and also the way we communicate internally with team members. However, we're very proud that we were able to achieve success both in impacting directly the youth that we're targeting, where we directly impacted 178 youth, but also officially communicating internally and growing interest in joining Enactus, where we were able to contribute 3,000 volunteer hours, which is 4 times more than last year.
Your time has now expired. Thank you, Nationals-Seneca College.